Hey everyone, it's Jason and this is your cruise news update. And we have a popular influencer that made a huge mistake posting a picture of their cruise food. Do you think it's proper etiquette to leave your used plates outside of your cabin? And this is something that's going to affect us all. Are we going to see a significant increase in taxes on our cruises? So cruise story number one, why do you like to cruise? For many of us, we love to eat on our cruises. So much so that they say most cruisers gain 1 pound per day of their cruise. So John Heel, the brand ambassador for Carnival Cruise Line, is highly connected to his followers, which is almost 600,000 on Facebook. He does an amazing job of answering questions and giving feedback. So he was on his For Fun's Sake cruise on the Carnival Magic this week, and he posted this picture right here. And he said, this was one of the most popular dishes of the night. Would this be something you would order? Take a look at this. Now, the feedback did not go well for him at all. Many people said, what is this? Is it a brownie? Is it a TV dinner? Others said, absolutely no thanks. Don't want any part of that. I'll go to Guy's Burger and have one of those. And I'm not eating that. I have to tell you, if I had to eat something like that every night in the dining room, I would 100% not gain 1 pound per day of my cruise. That just does not look appetizing at all. What do you guys think? Now, I've never heard of him doing this, but the comments did not go his way, obviously. So much so that he deleted the post. It does happen. You do sometimes post things and it just goes sideways. So I'm not trying to poke fun at Carnival or John, all in good faith, but this is something that I would absolutely not eat on my cruise. The only thing appetizing there is the fries, and I'm not eating fries for dinner unless I'm basically eating Guy's Burger and having some French fries. What do you guys think about this? Would this be something that you'd want to eat on your cruise? So cruise story number two, what is proper cruise etiquette? Many people have different definitions. If you've been cruising many years, you may have a different definition. There are certain things that I think you shouldn't do. Slam your doors. I can't stand them. People that walk in the buffet without a shirt on and no shoes. Cover yourself up. And the other one, make sure you're not in your own living room. So if you're around the ship, don't take your shoes off and put them up on a table. I think it's gross. But for many people, they think you shouldn't leave your plates outside of your cabin once you're done with room service or you bring something back from the buffet. And so a topic, and this became a hot topic for debate, on a princess board, should you do it or should you not? And people were very divided about this. Some said, hey, you can do it, but leave a napkin over it so no one has to see any of the gross food. I respect that. Others said, absolutely not. You leave it in your cabin and you wait until your cabin attendant takes it. Others say, I can't wait for that. I don't want smelly plates and I don't really want to leave it in the hallway and I'll take it upstairs or downstairs to the buffet. Well, what's really interesting is on the Princess app, on this Sun Princess, they have a place where you can ask them to pick up your plates. I've never seen that before. And I think that is really cool. Would that be something you would use? So you could put your plates outside, hit that button, and they would come pick up your plates. Now, for me, normally I'll take the plates back up or I'll put a napkin over it. Most of the times, though, I will go try to find someone, if I can, to hand it to, or I'm taking it back up to the buffet just to get rid of it, and I don't want anyone to have to pick it up. Now, I've asked cabin attendants, what do you want me to do with it? And about 80% of them always say, just leave it out in the hallway. And I'm like, are you sure? And they're like, absolutely. Don't leave it in the cabin. It stinks. I don't want to have to come get it. And it's stinky. You know, you might be in there till the next day. So just leave it out in the hallway. Can't wait to hear what you guys think on this one, because there is a lot of differing opinions. Let me know in the comments. So before I get to cruise story number 3, I would ask that you please like this video and consider subscribing, as it does help the channel grow. If you could do that for me, I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks so much. So cruise story number 3, and I think it's wild how a few words on Wednesday night has sent the cruise industry into a lot of uncertainty, and some people are even suggesting into chaos. So on Wednesday night, Howard Lutnick, he is the Commerce Secretary under the current administration, said that you'll never see a cruise ship that's flagged in the United States. They're always flagged outside the United States, and thus they can avoid paying taxes. Well, he said, under this current administration, that stops now. Now that left a very big uncertainty towards people. So much so that on Thursday, cruise stocks took a tumble, anywhere from 5 to 8% down. But analysts were laughing this off. They're like, this setting up a great buying opportunity for the cruise lines, because for the past 20 years, every administration has said the exact same thing, and they don't get very far with it. But here's the issue. And I brought this up a couple months ago when Mexico proposed and was going to push through an $42 per person per visit port tax. And most people, I have to say, blew it off. It wasn't a big deal. People said, oh, imagine paying thousands of dollars for your cruise and you're worried about $84 if you're going to Cozumel and Costa Maya. I think the only issue for most people was that the money was going to go back to the Mexican military. Now I said, this sets up a dangerous precedent. Other countries in the world are watching this. And if this goes through and passes, the cruise lines and Mexico can't work something out, they're going to go, what about us? So here's the thing is, why wouldn't the US go, hey, we're going to start charging $100, $150, $200 per person federal port tax. Every time that ship comes in, you get on that ship, you're charged that. And if the cruise lines decide, hey, we're going to push back on this, it could make it a little more difficult for them. So for example, the CDC has it set up where an outbreak on a cruise ship for norovirus is around 3%. What if they decide to make it 1.5%? Now you might be going, well, why is that a big deal? Well, when it's an outbreak, they have to follow different procedures and processes and cleaning processes, making it more expensive for the cruise lines. Getting on and off the ship, a process could slow down. I remember there was a Coast Guard inspection on the Celebrity Equinox. We were supposed to get on at 11. We didn't get on until 1:45 because of this inspection. Could there be more inspections like that? Also, this past week, the Symphony of the Seas had an 85 score on their inspection. Some food prep stuff they didn't like, and they got hit hard for it. Most cruise ships are around 100. But if they have a failing score like that, or what some consider a failing score, they can fine them for that. It can make life a little more miserable for the cruise lines. What do you think? Are we going to see a new port tax, a federal port tax potentially for the cruise lines? Now, after the analysts said this and they kind of were like, hey, this is a great buying opportunity, well, on Friday, I don't think people were buying it because cruise lines were down again. So 2-day total, Royal Caribbean Group down about 11.5%, Carnival Corporation 12%, Norwegian 11.5%. This is in 2 days. That is a huge chunk taken out of the stock because of uncertainty of what one person said. We're going to make sure they pay their taxes. Would love to know what you guys think about this. So I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you again so much for the continued support. And until I talk to you soon, happy cruising.